Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
Happy Friday. Happy Friday. And the regular crowd shuffles in. Oh, somebody's letting them in for me. Thank you. So I've got something I want to share with you guys today. Mr. Beckins, where are you? You're in New Jersey, aren't you?
I am. A beautiful sunny day.
You get around. You say it's a beautiful sunny day in New Jersey?
It is. Look at that blue sky. Sun's out.
Beautiful, beautiful. 73 and sunny here. So I'm gonna let the crowd build for a minute. And I'm going to look at my email. I had an absolutely amazing call with the Century 21 president from Mongolia. And I just have to share it with you because I am absolutely blown away and so thankful and grateful to be where we are. I don't even know what to say. John, I'm going to mute you because you're making a lot of noise. All right. So I'm going to look over here just for my notes. So Mongolia is an independent country on its own. And it is north of China and nestled between Russia and China. The country has 2.9 million people in the entire country. About 1.9 million live in a town called Yuba, something like that. And it's a big city. It's like Shanghai. There's skyscrapers and there's basically two classes of people, rich and poor. This Century 21 company they're owned by the equivalent of Walmart in Mongolia. So a big corporation owns the Century 21 master franchise. And this guy named Carlos, who I spoke to yesterday, is the president of Century 21 of Mongolia. And they've been open for 6 years and they have 24 offices. And just the stuff I want to share with you. First of all, the president doesn't speak Mongolian. So he has a translator to communicate with his people, which is very, very interesting. Interest rates in Mongolia for real estate range between 14 and 22%. So I don't want to hear anybody complaining about 6% interest rates. All right, so throw that one out the window. The average size of an apartment or house for sale is 70 to 90 square meters, which is between 750 and 950 square feet. So little tiny places. And the average sales price is 50 grand. Their commission rate is 2%, and they only get it on one side. So the average commission is $1,000. So they pay their 6% and their 2%, and they split it 50-50. There's no other splits. Right? Different world compared to where we're at.
Where's the folder? Oh, it's on today.
$1 US is worth 3,500 drugets. That's their currency. So to put that in perspective, let's say a loaf of bread costs $4 in the US, it would be 14,000 drugets. Basically, the average commission to an agent is $460 per sale. $460 per sale. The average Mongolian middle-class person earns a wage of $5,000 to $8,000 a year. A Centurion producer in Mongolia. Well, he want to say it's $320,000 here. It's $40,000. So if you're a $40,000 AGC producer, US dollars, that makes you a Centurion. That's just amazing. Yeah, so what he wants me to do, he said that it's a very young country in the real estate world, kind of like China, where there's a lot of millennials around. He said they just don't want to work. They're lazy. They sit around. They work for Century 21. Century 21 give them all the business. He says, I need you to come in and talk to them about, hey, you got to work outside. And I was just shocked. I talked to my neighbors this morning when we were walking, and just crazy. Can you imagine living like that? He said, I said, well, how do they even afford cars? $5,000 a year in income? He says, we don't have cars. He says, some people get them. If Japan makes a Prius and it gets really old and beat up, they'll send those over here. So if you see any cars at all, they're usually Priuses because they're electric. And he said, and of course, you know, about 20% of the cars are G-Wagons because there's the rich and there's the poor. And so basically you got to sell about 20 homes a year there to make a decent living on $5,000 to $8,000 a year. And a Centurion producer would make $20,000 a year, US dollars. But 20,000 would be 7 million Drugets. So they're all millionaires. Isn't that crazy? So think about that and think about where we are and the opportunities that we have to just really crush it. And you look around and I think we take it for granted that the rest of the world is not like us. And I think it's important to get out there and see it. And just, I'm just so grateful right now. I was talking to my friend, Ann Capriccio, and she spent 3 years in the Philippines on, in the military. Her husband's a Navy SEAL, a retired Navy SEAL. And she said, when she lived there, she said, I had a seamstress, I had a housekeeper, I had a cook, I had all these people that took care of us. And it was super cheap. They paid $40 a month to clean the house, and she came 6 days a week. And she said when she got back to the US, she got down on her knees and kissed the ground. So just a little reminder for all of us to think about how lucky and blessed we are to do, right? Here and now. And that's my little song for the day. So that's my gratitude moment. So next Wednesday night at 8 o'clock, will be 8 o'clock in the morning in Mongolia. And oh, by the way, it's 36 degrees there yesterday, and it'll be 32 and snowing on Monday. So, I mean, just be grateful for where we are. Super duper cool.
Well, I'll give you a little context too from Germany, right?
Yeah, do that.
So they just went to the global conference over there, which is really, really cool.
Well,
And they're freaking out
I'll
from it.
see her at 10, so I'll ask her. Okay. But I think that
And their interest rates, listen to what they had, right? Basically 110% loans at 0.5% is what their world was like for the last 6-7 years.
Oh my
Imagine
God.
that, right? Amazing.
Buy.
Easy buy, right? But everyone thinks that's going to last forever and they don't buy. And then all of a sudden, now they're at 4% and the sky has fallen. They're completely, they're just dead, right? It's like, how could this possibly be? Everything's destroyed. And I'm like, man, we would be doing backflips for 4%
Right.
again, right? And we're at 7. And then it's just it's
He loves
total-
Cuba.
total different mindset. It's a completely different mindset as far as abundance, scarcity, and being able to control your own destiny. And I heard that a lot from the people I talked to, obviously a ton of people. And they're like, it's just different. Your outlook on life is so much different than ours. The American, right,
Right.
is just different as far as possibilities. Like, well, because I had some meetings with some mortgage brokers over there that I set up through my brother-in-law. And we're just talking about how we pull equity lines out to buy stuff. And he's like, yeah, but it's 4% interest. Who's going to take the money out at 4%? I'm like, well, anybody who can make more than 4% on the 4% money should take their money out at 4%. And he's like, well, we don't really do that. And so after about an hour, he's excited about doing that when he's putting together a package to put together for us. So we're going to help give them to the agents there to help them take their money out. It's a little different. You have to own it for more than 10 years, but there's a lot of people like that. So it's pretty interesting. So we are very grateful and thankful for what we do, but it's a lot of work and it is mindset, and it's all up to us to make it happen. That's the whole point. You know, people are worried about the economy. We're like, we're just going to create our own. And so we kind of help infuse that mindset a little bit around the world, Mongolia and Germany. And now back to the beautiful US of A.
Kim Hodgkins is an agent of Apollo Bees, and she's in Portugal right now. And she was sending me pictures yesterday of all the Century 20 offices in Portugal. So I'm thinking, man, how cool is that? We're really part of a global organization. And just this week, our company, we're participating in Portugal and Germany and in Mongolia, which I didn't know where it was. How cool. So anyway, just to share some things while the room fills up. And
So now let's see who created their own economy this week. I'm fired up about this.
I am too. I'm excited.
Who's
And
want to start us out?
I've got a list from Monday of who said they were going to do what, just so you know.
Let's give somebody a shot to redeem themselves before you call them out.
Well, I want to just talk about two things. First, one, we started out on Mondays being very prescriptive, as saying, take this message, send it out. And some of you did and some of you didn't. And then we changed the message and we changed the message, and some of you did and some of you didn't. Last week, we got less prescriptive. We still said, send this message out, but said, or commit to doing something. Because not all of you are in the same place as others. So some of you are saying, I need to get my Moxie set up so I can start doing these things. Puma's message this morning, I'm gonna show it to you. Oh, sorry. Different monitors going up over here. Okay. That one, where's my inbox? Here it is. Wrong email, sorry. Move, boom. Boom. I want you guys to be able to take advantage of this. Unlock the potential of your homes. This is our way of creating a new economy, right? Because people are afraid to buy and don't realize how much equity they have in their homes. What a great message, Mike. Unlock the potential of your home equity. So take this, copy it. Of course, Jimmy's going to put it into Moxie for you. So literally all you have to do is collect all and then send. Buy an investment property or buy a boat, a bigger boat and a jet ski. The devil's talking into his ear. That's a cute graphic, right? And then here's a text message. And here's an instruction for a blog post. Right? And here's an email. And it's all there and literally just copy and paste. So I hope you guys are taking advantage of this. Jimmy, make you a co-host. Yeah, I can do that, dude. If I can find you. Consider that done. Yeah, we are truly an international organization. So anyway, Puma's post is there, but you have to have your Moxie set up so you can take advantage of that. But you don't have to have anything set up to send a text message or an email. Because really, we're kind of taking all the excuses away. And your job is really just create the clarity of what you want and then find the initiative to, oh, I know exactly where you are, Jeff. That leverage I told you about. Cool. All right. So I don't hear it. Oh, Jimmy's raising his hand. I got that fixed. All right. Somebody give me some ideas. Oh, Natalie, your job this week was to upload your Moxie and create an intro email to your sphere. Are you online? That's one way to escape accountability. Don't show up. Where's my buddy Ryan? Ryan's not here either. Ooh. How about Joanna? Is Joanna here? No, Joanna. Oh, you guys are driving me crazy.
Oh, they're busted.
They're busted. Rachel. We've got no Rachel either.
Nope.
Don, I saw you earlier.
Super busted.
Yes,
All right, where's Don?
right here.
Okay. Don,
Okay, so-
I'm going to talk to 5 FSBOs, 40 sphere of influence. I'm going to identify 1 buyer and 1 seller. And my goal is to reduce my credit card debt. So how do we do on that?
I made 12 calls to FSBOs.
Yay.
3 answered. 3 answered. One got cussed out. No big deal. One did not want anything to do anything unless I brought a buyer to the place. And I actually met with one of them at the house.
Nice.
I went ahead and made a Moxie Presents with the FSBO guide. And the ones who did not answer, I went ahead and text messaged the link. Reached out to 15 of my spheres. Found 3 that are actually looking to buy 6 to 9 months from now. And 18 retexts for my Adam running. I retext the ones I have not contacted about buying again.
That's awesome. And that's exactly what I want to see, right? I don't want to see instant. I'm happy to get the instant results, but I don't want to see instant. I want to see the consistent application and keep that water going through the hose, and it's going to spit out the other end. So let's
Right.
talk about it. You set the intention to talk to 5 FISBOs, so you called 12, you talked to 3. Right? Chris,
Yes.
how many, what's a typical amount of callbacks up to a FISBO to get them to transact?
For most sales organizations, you're looking at a minimum of 4 to 8 contacts. That's when the percentage jumps up to about 40 to 50% chance of them transacting with you. So you need a minimum of 4 contacts. And
Yeah.
I would say 4 to 8 is your sweet spot.
Yeah, I've always said 7. 7's the magic number. So making one FISBO contact and they say no doesn't mean no. It means you got to call them again. And
Right.
every time you call them again and call them again and call them again. So don't give up. You started a great trend. But just because you got no right now, call them next week. Every week they don't sell, there's still a possibility. Thank you, Thomas. Right?
Mhm.
Good. And so how scared were you talking to these strange FISBOs that theoretically hate real estate agents?
Oh, I'm not.
Did you have any nastiness? Did anybody yell and scream and slam the door?
Oh, just one cussed me out. No big deal.
All right, so 1 out of 12, that's not bad,
No.
but you got to have thick skin to handle that. Perfect. I just want everybody online to say, oh, it's really not that bad and nobody really is scary. Most people are happy to have the conversation and, worst case, you might have a buyer. I mean, a FISBO, here's the paradigm shift. A FISBO today is a friend. When there's lack of inventory and the FISBO puts a house on the market, that's a house you can sell. All you gotta do is get a commission grant and then you get a commission. And if it was listed with an XYZ Realty, you don't care. Like, if you're a buyer,
Right.
gets that house, good for you. So get to see them, get to know them. Great job.
Yeah, the
Thank
one
you.
I did meet with, I actually met with him at the house. Went to the house with him, took pictures of it, blah, blah, blah. And he actually has that 1, 2 more to sell. He uses another realtor in the past. So I went ahead and sent him a Moxie Presents with no comps. And the plus a visible guy too. So
Jimmy, are you feeling proud? Good job, Don.
yeah, thank you.
You know I'm feeling proud. Come on.
That's right. Okay, I don't
You
see
know what?
David, I don't see him online. Go, Jimmy.
Craig, you know what's funny? You know how I showed everybody how to send out the thing around the down payment assistance on Tuesday?
Yep.
I had a few responses. I basically, out of that, I had about 400 and some altogether that went out. And I got six leads and I had 1 appointment from it,
Oh my gosh.
just from sending that out. And the appointment came from somebody else that I sent it to that said, hey, you got to take a look at this program if you're looking at buying a house. So it was a referral from it.
Right, and that was, you were just doing a demonstration at a sales meeting.
Oh, yeah.
Right out of it.
It was pretty cool.
Very awesome. Okay, I don't see David online, so we can't talk about him. Jenny Bell, I saw you sign in.
Hey, good morning.
Good morning.
So
You
mine,
said you were going to reach out to 50 renters with the down payment assistance contact, and you were going to make 25 contacts.
yes. So I got the postcards finished up yesterday with Jimmy's help. I had never done postcards before on Moxie. Actually, I think we did them on Canva, but anyway, Jimmy helped me get those, situated and formatted correctly. So those are cut and labeled and going out today.
Okay.
And then also, I have made 5 new contacts. My goal was a little bit higher than that, so I'm still working on that. I got 1 personal referral yesterday from sending out the down payment assistance program to my sphere a few weeks back. I was sending it to different people I thought it might work for. The referral actually came from a friend of mine who just went through a divorce about 6 months ago. She's renting. I thought it would be a good program for her. Anyway, I was just top of mind. Her friend is not happy with the agent. So being a meeting with her today at 4 after I have showings in South Tampa with out-of-state clients. So it's been a busy, productive week.
Very good. Guys, as long as we're taking steps to be busy and productive, everything's going to work out, right? I was super cool at the awards thing on Tuesday when we showed the top producing agents, and some people doing 5, 6 sales a month, getting 2, 3, 4 listings a month, right? And that's because they did work 60, 90 days ago. That's super cool. I think I saw Jackie online. I did. Jackie, you were gonna do 650 e-blasts and 50 text messages.
Done.
Done
Yeah, of course.
by
I
Tuesday.
mean, I'm so anal. I can't, if I say I'm gonna do something, I have to, or else I feel bad. Sent them out and I had 2 really positive responses. A buyer I'm taking out tomorrow. And for the 0 down payment, which is what I sent out. And I have 3 referrals and I have a listing from a past client who called me, unfortunately, to say they were getting a divorce, but I am now gonna sell their house. So it was a good response. And then last night I was walking my dogs. Now I'm gonna sound like you. I'm taking my dog for a walk. And I was walking my dogs and my neighbor said, "Hey, what's this top agent thing in your yard?" And I had the award-winning agent and I said, "Oh, that," yeah, I said, "That's from Century 21 Beggins." And we were talking. And he said, "I've been meaning to talk to you. I just inherited $350,000 from my father when my father passed away." And he said, "I really don't want to just stick it in the bank because I'm not going to do any, it's not going to do anything. So I'm thinking I should invest." And I said, "I'm thinking that sounds like a really, really good idea." So we stood outside for a good half hour last night talking about investing and what's the best way to use his money. And we are getting together. He and his wife are going on a little Mother's Day camping trip and we're getting together on Tuesday when they get back.
Nice. You know, Frank is gonna have that seminar next week.
Yes, I already signed up.
And yeah, it's a nice segue into that. That's gonna be a hell of a seminar. He is charging for it. Sorry, Jeanette, I muted you. He is charging for it, but you get it back if he gets a loan out of it,
Mhm.
right? But the conversation there, and it's really interesting. I'll never forget Bill Sinopoli is one of our agents who passed away a few years ago. And he was doing open houses for D.R. Horton. And he was just a lot of fun and very energetic. And he called me and he had a customer walk in who's pay cash for one for $350,000. And I said, "No, stop him. Tell him to buy 2 and put 50% down and take advantage of the power of leverage." And so we had a conversation about that. And then Bill went to the guy and told him what I told him to say. And the guy bought 2 houses instead of 1. So the temptation is I inherited $350,000. I'm gonna go buy a 350 house, but no, because you lose the yield because you're not leveraging the cash. Right? So it hurts the
Right.
return by paying cash. So you got a 2 or 3 deal person there. And when you take the velocity of money concept, I mean, they're going to retire a millionaire, a real estate millionaire by buying 3 houses and having them all rented. And God knows they'll rent because everything's flying off the shelves. So congratulations, Jackie.
Thank you.
Do we have Meredith online? Nope. Meredith is escaping accountability today too. Elizabeth, did I see you sign in? Salabera? Yes, you're here. Elizabeth said she's going to make 15 connections in Moxie. That's going to result in 2 closings. Elizabeth. Names on the roster. I'm gonna make a note to come back to her again. Somebody can text her, Joe.
Well, instead of going down that list, why don't we ask a question? How many people set an intention for last week? Raise your hand or say yes. How many people set an intention for last week? And
That
if you
was the whole
can,
point of last week.
say yes or raise your hand on Zoom, put it so we can see some hands and we can get some accountability for that. How many people set an intention?
Dr. Bay said yes. Lauren Fleischman said yes. Whippa's raising her hand, yes. Dale is saying yes. Brian saying yes.
Okay, now for everybody who set an intention for last week, how many of you revisited that intention throughout the week? How many of you kept that intention top of mind, revisited it at least once a day, where it was something that you focused on and saw, whether you wrote it down, carried it with you, repeated it in your mind, sat down and said, "This is what I'm doing today," kind of revisited that intention? How many of you did that?
Whippa's saying yes.
Most everybody again. Now, of those people that set an intention and revisited that intention every day, how many of you created and actually fulfilled the intentions that you set for last week? Whether you got the result you wanted, you actually fulfilled the intention that I set out to make this many contacts, this many texts, this many emails, this many this many that. How many of you were able to fulfill the intention? Maybe not get the result that you were after, but fulfill the intention and actions. Raise your hands, raise your hands.
Brian saying yes, Dale saying yes.
Yep.
Whippa saying kind of.
80% there, fulfilled the intention. Absolutely. Good. Now, the question is for those of you who did it, who set the intention and fulfilled that, or at least got 80% there, or got through and fulfilled your intentions, how many of you would not have taken those steps had you not set the intention, revisited that intention every single day, and created some type of action item? And even if you didn't fulfill all of it or get all of your intentions done, how many of you would have taken less action if you didn't set an intention and if you didn't revisit it every day?
Whippa saying yes.
Everybody's hand should go up. So that's kind of the point is, if we set intentions of what you want to do, if you set your direction, if you set your GPS, if you set a focus on something and you revisit it every day, you are more likely to hit that outcome and more likely to get halfway there, 3/4 of the way there, fulfill the entire intention, maybe not get all the results you're after, but you're going to be further along than if you didn't. So that's why we're doing this. It's so you can set an intention. We can say, hey, even if we give you the prescription, even if we give you the text message to send, the email to send, the phone script to say when you call people, it's to set the intention, revisit it every day, and give you something that you can focus on, because you're more likely to create the action than if you don't have that. And I know it sounds so stupid and so simple, but the reason you're not getting the things that you want to get, or you haven't been getting the things you want to get, is because you're not setting the intention. You're not clear and focused on what that intention is. You're not taking action, and we're not revisiting that action. And we're not continually doing this every single week and revisiting it every single week. So if you want something and you want to know why you're not getting it, just look at those things. Am I setting an intention? Am I clear and focused on doing it? Am I taking action? Am I revisiting it every day and reminding myself of it every day? And am I allowing myself to be held accountable by showing up to these meetings? So I'm proud of everybody who's taken the action. I'm proud of everybody who set the intention. I'm proud of everybody who showed up, even if you didn't take all of the action you said you were going to do, or do every single thing you said you're going to do, because you're still here and you still got a few of those things done. And it's more than you would have done if you didn't say that.
Yep. And Lauren just chatted in that the magnetism class is confirming that. And that started Monday night. And
Absolutely. 100%. That's the whole point. The art of magnetism is the first step is setting an intention. The first step is selecting and setting an intention of what you'll do.
Jose, did you set the intention to have your first open house, and did you do it? And did you get at least 2 guests? Because we want to get specific on that intention too, right? It's not just.
That'll probably be this weekend, since that was from Monday going into this weekend. So did you confirm a open house for this week and this weekend?
Are you talking to me?
No, Jose Gonzalez.
Jose
Okay, good
Gonzalez. It's Mother's Day on Sunday, not on Saturday though.
Okay.
Good. Who else wants to share an intention that they set? Even if Craig didn't call it out, write it down. Who else wants to share an intention that you set, the actions that you took, and a result that you got, whether it was the result you were after or not, the result that you got that was more than you would have had? Who would like to share an intention you set?
Dr. Bay, did you raise your hand for that one? Was that?
I did. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
How are you? So yeah, I set an intention to make contacts via Moxie, following up with my first time homebuyers seminar that I did on April 14th. Out of those 10 contacts that I made on Tuesday, I used the down payment assistance email, and I got 2 people from those contacts saying, I'm ready to learn more about the down payment assistance grants. From just speaking to them, I've made 2 appointments. I'll be meeting with them next week to follow up with that. I also started to use Moxie even more, and I entered in almost 75 new contacts. And out of those 75, 35 people read the emails and 0 people unsubscribed. So that was really good considering that I
Hell
hadn't
yeah.
done that. So I just want to say that I set those intentions. And the other thing was Chris Reed and we spoke about Everyday Door Direct. I set the account up. I did everything except pay for it because another colleague wanted to give me some insight before doing so. So I'm on target to get started with that and make sure that I have everything lined up to complete that entire process. So that's all I wanted to share with you all today.
I'm
Thank you.
proud of you. That's awesome. Awesome and amazing.
Thank you.
And I know you're working on your Google My Business page too.
Yes, I am.
That's
There's a
awesome.
lot to do, guys. I know it's overwhelming, especially when you're starting out, but it's good. Tina White, you raised your hand. You have to unmute if you want to talk though. Unless you're raising your hand for something else.
Good morning, group.
Mr. Neighbors.
Mine might be a little, I'm always a little different, right?
Well, you were going to master Moxie over the next 2 months.
I've been really, really working hard on that. And my other goal, because I went to 3 ribbon cuttings at companies in South Tampa through the South Tampa Chamber, and all were quite fun to go to. One of them's in Midtown. There's a new dog spa emergency room. 2 other places that were kind of cool. But when I get cards, instead of what I used to do is just put them in a pile, instead of doing that, when I get to the computer, they need to go in Moxie as a collaborator. Okay, and then create whatever group that is going to be so I can figure it out.
Love
I'm
it.
meeting with Ange next week, because remember I told you I have 80 people from the convention, but even though Jimmy has some cool stuff, I need to figure out what to create for, trying to get referrals from these Century 21 agents in 80 locations, not just, something that's going to be, not tacky, but not too over the edge. So I'm trying to figure that out.
I love it. Good job. Constant and never ending improvement. Angelique's giving you a high five at her clapping symbol there. Terry
Guys, I'm
Cawley.
sorry. I'm sorry. I couldn't find the mute button. I'm back though. I just wanted to say I made the commitment of showing up on these meetings every day this week. Now I'm a new agent here. Just moved with the Roman group, and I did it. So I mean, I know it's not that. I mean, it's a big deal. I just made the commitment to be here every day.
Well, here's the secret. You have a job now, and your job starts at 8:30 in the morning. And when
I love that. And that's what keeps me accountable. It keeps me in line. And it's one of the things that I know I needed.
it's once you're up, you might as well do something.
Exactly.
How many agents
Exactly.
don't get up until 10 or 11 and half of the day is gone.
Yep.
So-
Yep. That's true.
Thank you, Tina.
So thank you. You're welcome.
Tina, would you mind sharing any benefits that you received from showing up every single morning, whether it's personal, whether it's business, whether it's an outcome, whether you took a different action? Just give me some feedback on what showing up for that morning meeting, that commitment you made, what it's done for you this week, and how it's either propelled you or given you just a little bit of a boost to get to whatever that next step is.
That really is it. Like I just was able to, I know I have to get up and be ready. At 8:30, I am on my computer, on my desk. And after the meeting is over, now I go into emails, things that I was not doing before because I didn't have this. And that's one of the things that I really appreciate of this, because I know I'm one of those people who have that little problem that goes like, oh, squirrel, and I completely lose focus. So this keeps me put and keeps me online about what I want to do. And I have a list right now. I want to go to my desk again and go and do my writing some notes about I've moved from brokerages, and I'm going to send them off to all of my past clients.
Great idea and necessary.
Great.
Yeah, absolutely. So thank you.
That's excellent. That's all it takes is a little catalyst sometimes, that catalyst that gets you moving to the next thing, to the next thing, to the next thing. And that's what that intention does. Setting an intention is just the catalyst that gets you to take that first action, and then momentum kicks in, and momentum brings you to the next one, and you continue going from there. And then all of a sudden we're stacking on top of each other. You're not just stacking from one thing, you're stacking from the experiences that you've had, and now momentum builds even more.
Correct. Yes, that's great.
Awesome.
Love it. Terry Cawley said, we had an amazing week. Terry left the business for a while, took a little vacation, traveled around the country, and is back now and to a totally changed market from when they left. So what made your week amazing, Terry?
Well, we learned a lot about Moxie. I got a chance to send out a I'm back letter to everybody that was in Moxie, and I got probably about a 60% open rate. And yeah, immediately, I mean, they answered back right away, and nobody told me to go away. I unsubscribed. Yes, nobody unsubscribed. We've talked to 3 people, and all of them seem to have equity and are interested in doing something with it.
And you have, I've talked to another 2, 3, so 6 altogether this week.
So all in all, there's a lot that we still need to do, and we did not accomplish everything we wanted to do, but we did get a lot done, and we're pretty happy with the results so far.
You should be, guys. So you generated 6 prospects in a week. That's damn good.
We're exhausted. Now we have to figure out what to do next, of course. So, but we've climbed a lot of mountains and reached.
You know this. The first thing you do is put them on at least a holiday campaign.
Yep.
I got 15 or 20 Happy Mother's Day responses from you guys today. So I know you use those, right?
People are doing that.
I'm going, oh, good. Thanks for reminding me it's Mother's Day. Hi, Mom. By the way, it's Mother's Day on Sunday. Cool. WIPA, you're working on organizing your sphere, your RSP mailings and getting CMAs out. And your purpose is to have $25,000 in savings built up. That was a clarity point.
Yeah. So I was really on schedule this week. So
Yay.
I have put everything in. What my issue was before was I scheduled everything, but when I didn't get to it, I didn't go back to finish it. So now after our meeting here, I am scheduled from like my peak time is 10 to 12, and that's my prospecting.
Awesome.
And that's for whether I'm doing Moxie prospecting or I'm calling somebody prospecting. And I even started practicing my expired scripts.
Wow.
So, yes. And yeah, so I realized when I was going through my SOI that my SOIs were not in my Moxie. And
Well,
that's
defeats the purpose.
yeah, exactly. So I was going through them and I would text, my SOIs and say, hey, do I have, can I have your birthday? Can I have your, just stuff like that. And I was giving them to me and I was just like, I can't believe all this time I did not have them in there like they're supposed to be. Because if I'm sending out newsletters and stuff like that, they're not getting them. And I'm thinking, I thought they had them. So that was really an eye opener for me that it wasn't up to date as much as I thought I had it done.
Yeah.
And I didn't tell you this, but I made the decision this week as well that I'm committed to 1 open house a month.
Awesome.
So yeah, I really looked at my numbers and my business tracking stuff and broke everything down, and I don't feel as overwhelmed.
That's a good feeling.
Yes.
Awesome. Madeline is not online today. Chris, I think it's funny that all these people that said these intentions out loud last week didn't show up this week.
Well, they're busy trying to fulfill those intentions.
That's
One of
what-
their intentions was not to show up on the meeting. It was to get those contacts and get those texts done. So they're busy fulfilling them. We'll give them that.
We'll give them that. Lauren, you're last on my list. You always have something to contribute. You want to get your preferred client clubs out, which, just so people know, preferred client club is on the deal sheet. When you have a closing, you check a box and you say you want a 2-year, 3-year, or 5-year plan. The company pays half and you pay half. And it's a 5-year, basically a 5-year plan to follow up. And they send them 4 magazines and 4 postcards a year. And the postcards come in an envelope that's kind of handwritten with a stamp already on it with your name in the return address column. And all you do is sign the card, stick it in, and put it in the mailbox. It's that simple. Everything comes pre-done for you. And I want to say it's less than $50. So it's less than $25 for you for a 5-year plan. And it kind of holds you accountable to staying in touch with your past clients. It's a great idea. Why people don't do it more, I don't know. But you want to get your PCCs out and you want to you review your RSP and get it ready for your thing. And you expected 2 contracts this week.
Yes, I submitted an offer last night.
Nice.
And, waiting to hear on that.
Well, I know I got 75 friggin' emails from you and that other guy.
Yeah, I'm proud to say with all the fires I've put out this week, and that was just one of them. I stayed on track. I don't know whether I should perfect my act for the center ring or learn how to drive a fire truck after this week. It's just incredible, but I stayed on track. I did I also committed to a CMA a day. And I did, I got that all done in the first 2 days, because once you start one, you get on a roll.
Yep.
I did that because I knew I'm heading out of town in a little bit, back up to Gainesville. And then the preferred client club, I got about 1/3 through the stack. I've got a lot. And yeah, they come addressed with a stamp on them. And I took a picture of, I hand wrote, besides a personal message to each client, I hand wrote, people I don't know, blah, blah, blah. I pledge to help 10 more people this year to achieve the dream of home ownership and blah, blah, blah. I took a picture of that and sent it to Andrea and Thomas so they can hold me accountable. And yeah, it takes a long time to handwrite. So that's why I was only 1/3 of the way through the stack, but I keep on going. And yeah, I have 3 coming soon listings. And yeah, I submitted an offer last night and the weekend isn't over. So I hope to get that other contract. And I also signed up, signed up for the manifest class, and Laura Meza is on there with me too. We're both thoroughly enjoying it. Like I said, I've already been already a firm believer in manifesting. So this is exciting to take it to the nth degree.
Yeah, Laura sent me a couple notes saying how much she enjoyed it too. Very, very cool. Whippa put in the chat, check it out if you haven't seen it. If anyone wants to role play scripts with me for about 15 to 30 minutes, please text me or email me, and her phone number and her email in that text. Okay. All right, so Chris, let's repeat what our concept is, right? We want to set an intention of activities to do that are going to generate business in the future, right? And the thing we want to have is clarity of why, because it's work, right? It's things that we don't have to do. And you don't work at a factory where you have to show up at 8 o'clock, punch the card, and go sit at a conveyor belt and wait for shit to come your way and put it in a box, right? You can sit on the couch and watch Netflix if you want. So we have to have some catalyst Well, let's first be thankful we're not in Mongolia. $300 commissions to make $8,000 a year. Most of you do $40,000 in a month and you'd be Centurion already. So we have amazing opportunities here, and to let them waste them is a shame. So it starts with clarity of what you want to accomplish, whether it's a room addition, it's a pay off credit card debt, all the stuff we talked about before. What is that? What's the clarity point that you're looking for? And then we've got so many options of things to do. Texting, Moxie, email, open house, Instagram, Facebook, just FSBOs, expireds, absentee owners, every door direct, RSP mailings for farmers. I'm hearing every one of those, I'm hearing successes from, right? But if we don't pick something and focus on it and take action toward it every day, like Chris was saying earlier, you set the intention, you got to put it, like write it backwards on your forehead. So when you look in the mirror, you see it every time, right? So that's the part we didn't talk about last week, is setting the intention and revisiting it constantly. I've got 3 or 4 reminders on my calendar that go off every day. 7:15, it's what am I grateful for today? At 6:30, I don't know what they all are, and others pop up automatically. Right. And at 6 o'clock, another one goes. So at 6, 6:30 and 7:15, I've got 3 alarms that come up to remind me of what I want to get accomplished. Right. So that's an idea for you. Take your intention, set an alarm, put it in your calendar to pop up at a time. And then just do a 0 reminder, and it just pops up, ping, and you got to look at your phone, because you got to look at your phone. And it says, oh yeah, I do want to do this. So just little things. That's a Matthew trick.
Yeah, I was listening to Matthew yesterday, and one thing that he said, it just really, really resonated with me. And I just want to repeat it. I don't know how relevant it'll be for all of you, for some of you, for many of you, I don't know. But we're trying to create something right now. Like, you're trying to create more business, more opportunities, a better life, more income. You're trying to create something. And one thing that Matthew said is creation is destructive. And when you initially look at it and hear that, you're like, that doesn't make any sense. But creation is destructive. In order to create everything that you want now,
you got to destroy what you had.
Some of the things that you have will be destroyed. You have to be willing to let go of some of the things that you currently have in order to create and make room for something new. So don't be afraid to let go of some of your old habits, or some of the things that you feel or think that you should be doing or need to be doing, or some of the ways that things were. Because if you're looking to create something new, we have to let go of some of the things that you've had. We have to let go of some of the things that you've been doing. So creation is destructive in its own right, because when you add new, you are letting go of old.
Well, take a real estate example of that, a teardown. Right? An old 1950s home built, at a -5 floodplain elevation in Madeira Beach has to be destroyed to create a new one. Right? It's just a fact of life.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And that's the same thing with our habits. So if you had a habit of not showing up at work at 8:30 in the morning, you're going to have to destroy what you used to do at 8:30 in the morning, which might be sleeping in.
Yep.
Right? It's very relevant to everybody if you think about it.
Extremely.
Okay.
So you got the rest of the weekend. So
Yes, you
today's
do.
Friday. We still got all day Friday, all day Saturday. I know Mother's Day is Sunday, so you may want to kick it up a notch to make sure you finish off strong. Get your intentions completed, get your actions completed, because Mother's Day is Sunday. So I know a lot of you will take some time off. So you got all day today and all day Saturday to hit those goals.
Yep. Andrea raised her hand. What would you like to say?
Hi, good morning, everyone.
morning.
So I am very excited about something. I'm a little nervous because it's early, but I wanted to share. Remember, on my vision board, I had my second income investment property. And also I wanted to do my mom's kitchen, right?
Yeah.
So basically, I believe in things that are meant to be if they happen. I had this in Kings Point, where a property came fully rehabbed and done. A couple weeks ago, I reached out to the agent when I was out of town, and basically said, I'm really interested, gone, 24 hours, just gone. Asked her to call me back, comes on the market, lo and behold, came back on the market Monday. Within an hour, I had a pre-approval under contract by the end of the night. So not only is my mom getting her kitchen, she's getting total rehab. We're moving her, and then I'm going to lease my other property. So fingers crossed. Escrow was made yesterday. Inspections Monday, 20-day close. So I'm
Boom.
extremely happy. Mom does not even know. Mother's Day, we will be going over there. So I'm like jittery. I'm so excited. So
You
I
got a
wanted to put it
2 for
out there.
1.
Just pray it's a smooth transaction. I'm very excited.
That's awesome.
Amazing.
Yeah. Thank you.
Joe, are you raising your hand? Jose?
Yes, good morning, everyone. Thank you so much. Listen, I got something to share, something I don't share this with much. I have a mission. I have a very strong mission now. I have a daughter of mine that lives in New York. We're trying to move her down to here to Florida, give her a better life. I had a great conversation yesterday with Craig about something that has fallen in my lap. And hopefully if this works out, I have an appointment in Sanford to meet Sanford, Florida, to meet with a couple that came from New York that want to live in the Tampa, Sarasota area. And this is huge for me. Because right now I'm trying to change somebody's life. That's my daughter. And she has 2 children. One of my granddaughter that's 12 years old came down with type 1 diabetes 2.5 months ago. Really, really devastated me hearing the news and the depression that she went through. And right now, I'm holding myself accountable that if I'm trying to do this, so to bring her here, pay her for a real estate license for her to go to school, become an agent, and be able to her to see things a lot different and change her mind concept. And that's one of my biggest goals, and something that is the most challenging thing. Besides that, I had to put the real estate on the side, taking care of other personal issues in my life after my dad passed away. But this is for me the most challenging one. I hope I get all the support I can and your prayers and everything, because this is something that to bring somebody that's used to working in a job that she can't move to Florida because it won't pay her the same amount of money. And I told her, what if we give me time and I can change your life, and you can get away from week to week paycheck and live and have a better life here. And she doesn't know that I'm going to do this, because if I get this done with the money that I get, my goal is to buy her a house, invite her to Florida, thinking that she's on a vacation, and then have an open house and have some of you guys, agents and Craig and Jeff, to greet her and say, hey, this is your house. That's my goal. Thank you.
Wow, thanks for sharing. That's big.
Yes, it is.
See, that's the clarity, guys. When you get the clarity and the emotion behind it, you got to have the emotion behind the clarity. Joe certainly showed the emotion there, right? Chris, you can talk more to that, but emotion behind the clarity is what makes the action happen, right? And that's what we're trying so hard to do with all of you, because some of you don't have a passionate desire to get the clarity. So we got to find something that has a passion behind it, or emotion. Cool. All right. Any other final comments? You got the rest of today and Saturday. You should take off Sunday and play with your mom, and then get back here on Monday. We'll come up with something new. Sound like a plan?
Yes, sir.
Thank you all for sharing. Chris, were you adding something?
No, yes, sir. Happy Friday. You guys got the rest of the day, rest of the weekend. Enjoy.
All right. Happy Friday.